This video will serve as an overview of the Unit 1 US and Canada Mapping Lab assignment. In order to access the US and Canada Mapping Lab, you will go to Modules on the left-hand side of your home screen. It will be located in the Unit 1 Assignments link. When you see this, you'll click Open Unit Assignments in a new window. And from there, you will see it right at the bottom, the US and Canada Mapping Lab. Once you click on it, because this is a Google Doc assignment, some of you may see this window asking you to authorize. If you get this login screen, just scroll down and click the Authorize button there. And what you'll want to do is make sure that you choose your studentmail.conroeisd.net Drive account. Click Allow. And what this will do is save a copy inside your drive, and I'll show you that momentarily. So as you can see here, it's pulled up the US and Canada Mapping Lab. You have the entire thing here. Now, some of you may be very handy with creating Google Docs. If you want to take this list here and do something electronically, whether that's inserting a text box or something like that, you have the freedom to do that. If you're like me, you might want to print this out, label on it, and then once you have finished labeling, you'll replace this with an actual picture of your labeled map. And you'll do that several times. You can see here that on part 2, you're instructed to label each one of these maps here. And the best way that I could see that would be to upload your own image. And so this has created a copy of the US and Canada Mapping Lab in your personal drive. You don't have to worry about the revisions you're making on the worksheet being lost. So all of that will not only save here inside Canvas, it will also save inside your own drive. Just don't click submit until you're absolutely finished with everything or you are ready to submit the assignment. Okay, and I'll show you where you can locate this in your Google Drive. So if you navigate to your Google Drive, Google Docs that Canvas creates for you will be located in a folder called Conroe ISD, and you can see it right here. Now, for each course that utilizes Google Docs, each course will be automatically populated here. This student's course has a copy of my mapping lab inside this student's Google Drive folder. So you can click this, open it up, and it is a full version. And we'll scroll down here, and there's the edit that I made inside of Canvas. It's actually really cool. So you have 2 ways to access your Google Doc assignment. Let me show you how I would approach making these maps, okay? So I've got a map here that I want to print. This is located on page 2. And you can see here that it populated that Google Doc as a PDF in order for me to print. Now I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different US and Canada maps that look like, you know, they have borders of states and Canadian provinces up there. And this is a different map, so we'll worry about that one a little bit later. But I want to get this map right here, and I think it's probably best to go ahead and print 6 copies of this map. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I just want to print the second page so I can have that map. Highlight the original picture, click Replace Image, upload from my computer, and then choose the picture. Let's pretend for a minute that I completed everything here by hand, but you can see how I did it there. I just took a picture from my iPhone and embedded that picture in the place of the original map. Some of you may be really handy with making electronic versions of this, so where you may decide to go ahead and label everything electronically. You can do that. That's fine. Whatever way is easiest for you, whether you want to print it out, take a picture, and then upload your picture on the Google Doc, or do it all electronically, that's fine. Like you can see here, I could go about doing all my states. You could even, on this other portion where you have to draw in these regions, you could say, okay, well, I'm going to shade an area that is the Rust Belt, right? Okay, so there's my Rust Belt area. Okay, that's perfectly fine if you want to do that. And then you could just save this as an image and upload your revised image into the correct spot on the Mapping Lab. Okay, so I go up here to the same place, replace image, upload from my computer. There's my Rust Belt picture that I made. So I click on that, and there you go. Once you get the hang of it, it will become much easier. So for example, like on this one, you could do this really quickly on the computer. I'm just going to take a little screenshot. I'm on a Mac, but if you're on the PC, I think it's called the snipping tool. But anyways, you can see that on my Mac, I can do it really quickly. I have my little drawing pencil. There's my Rocky Mountains. Okay. Got my Arctic Ocean up here. So Arctic Ocean, can't spell. So go up there, do that. So there's my Rockies. Okay, over here, I'm going to do my Appalachian Mountains and label. And then when I'm all done, I save it and do the same thing. Click on the image, go up here to replace image, upload from my computer, and then click on the image, and there you go. That took all of 30 seconds. So that's the basics of replacing images. Now I want to talk to you about where you find this information. So for example, starting with part 2, you actually have to go and do a little bit of research. You have to find out, well, where is the Rust Belt? But you also have to provide a description of the Rust Belt itself. So, for example, I might here under the Rust Belt want to say an area known for. Here on part 4, it's asking you to go research GDPs. And the thing is, I'll take anything you can find. Any year from the 1880s to the 1920s, I'll take any GDP data that you can find. And same thing for 2017. Provide me, okay, the number one largest state economy in the United States is California in 2017, and then you fill out the rest of them. On part 5, it's the same story. Okay, where was population clustered in the late 19th through early 20th century versus where is clustered in modern times? You have to go find that information, and you can use the internet. Same thing with part 6, predominant religious groups in the United States. And what that means is that, okay, well, where is the largest percentage of the population classified as Roman Catholic, Lutheran, Latter-day Saints, Methodist, Episcopalian, and so forth? And then these questions here, again, you're going to have to research. You may have to look at different maps in order to find the questions. These are not intended to be easy finds. You have to do a little bit of searching. And with these areas where you have to do research, it's not like we're trying to hide things from one another. I encourage collaboration on mapping labs. I don't want you to mindlessly copy, but I do want you guys to seek out whether or not you have the right information. Okay, if you are wondering whether you got question number 8 right, well, go post it in the discussion board. Allow your peers to have a conversation about it versus just mindlessly copying. You'll learn a lot more. And some of these things are quite surprising. When I was making some of these questions, even I learned a lot. Things I just didn't know. I hope that helps to clear up some of the responsibilities of the U.S. and Canada Mapping Lab. If you have any questions, again, post them under the U.S. and Canada Mapping Lab topic in the discussion board. Just remember that the Mapping Lab will correspond to a portion of your Unit 1 test. So not only are you completing the Mapping Lab for the Mapping Lab's sake and the grade for that, you're also completing this as a means of studying for the Unit 1 exam.